Hello, my friend. Welcome to this reading. I am channeling a reading for you, and it's specifically how to unlock the door to prosperity, wealth, and abundance. If you've had any blocks or any kind of lack in any area, it doesn't just mean money, but a lot of you will want to know about the money. I'm going to be doing a reading for you. Okay. I'm also known as the Sun Tarot. My name is Amy Thomson. I am somebody who helps align souls with their goals. So I'm also a writer for the World Business Network News. And I've got a lot of things. I teach high ticket sales and closing, those things, but I'm a channel. I'm a divine channel. I've spent the last 25 years creating empowerment products and services to help people. And what I'm so passionate about is really connecting with people and helping them get their authentic selves and really divine messages. So I'm going to be doing my best. I'm going to be allowing my higher energy, my spirit, to come in and connect with yours. This is a timeless reading. So whatever messages are here for you, take what resonates for you and leave the rest. I have recently opened up some private readings. I'm not going to be doing this a lot, but if you're looking for any private readings or any of my services, you can check them out in the description box below. And before, we'll just get into it, okay? Anyways, so the first card that came out when I was just hitting record, it flew out on the floor. It's nothing will come of this situation, and it is the void of course moon. Okay, I'm going to pull a bunch of cards, and then I'm going to channel what the messages are for you. All right. And so you've got a fiery climax approaches, and this one is the full moon in Aries in inverse. You have have faith in your dreams. That's the waxing crescent moon. And you got a new romantic cycle begins. That is a new moon in Libra. And before I give you those messages, there are a few more decks that I'm reading from. And so I'll tell you what all the cards are, and then I'm going to give you the message. So this one here is discernment. Okay. Then you got curiosity. And you got trust in inverse. And even though this is progress, right? And there's a little bit of a mistake, it looks like it said in the beginning process. Okay, so this actually, like I can tell right here, this is a very significant card in this reading, and I will get into why. All right, I don't have a lot of room in front of me, so I am going to just start with these messages. Okay, so whatever situation that you're facing right now, where you feel lack, where you feel concern, where you feel impoverished or impoverished, I don't even know what the word is, but there's like a poverty, and it could be like a financial poverty, it could be a love poverty, it could be like an emotional poverty, a self-esteem poverty, it could be it's not financial I'm thinking about, but it could be like a network or spiritual or like anything. There's going to be some area in your life that you feel that you're a little lacking. Okay. And maybe it's just in the communication, well-being, health, vitality, but there's something that it's been on your mind lately. It's been frustrating you, and it's been making you feel a bit bitter and incomplete. Well, first off, this is perfectly normal. Okay. No matter what you're going through, no matter what stage you're at. I mean, you could be the most successful person in the world and then like lose everything. And then you could be the least successful person in the world and suddenly things shift, right? So wherever you're at in whatever area, I just want to let you know that it's totally fine to be where you're at and still be able to move through it. And the solution is coming in these cards. But what is happening with this is nothing is going to come of this situation. Now, that might mean like as you're operating right now, like what you're doing, your actions, maybe your actions are causing nothing to happen. Maybe your thoughts are causing nothing to happen, or maybe you're worried about an outcome that's not going to happen. Okay. Again, this is a general reading. So it's for many people, and that's why I'm not pinpointing exactly which one of those it is. So you're going to have to take which one resonates for you, leave the rest, but I'll come back full circle and everything will make sense anyways. And throughout this reading, if there's anything that you like as we go through it, anything that makes a difference for you, please make sure you click like, send a comment, something like that, even if it's just a little emoji, because I have personally, I think, hidden in the shadows for far too long, like this whole like material spiritual thing, until it all clicked for me. And I was like, I'm here to help people bridge that spiritual and material gap, help them to make money, achieve their goals, but not sell their soul to do it, right? Like really live that divine and fulfilled life that you're meant to live. So that's why if you can help me to get this channel out or help with the algorithm or anything else like that, that would be amazing. And even if you just like have something to share that's going to make a difference for myself or somebody else, feel free to do so. Yeah, and I won't respond necessarily to every comment or every comment quickly, but I will do my best to do so. I do have a lot of things going on. All right. So anyways, a fiery climax approaches in inverse. Yeah, it's not going to be as big as what you're thinking. So whatever it is, the expected outcome, the worries, the fears, the concerns, the tension, the challenges that you're having, it's not going to manifest in a way that's as bad as what you're thinking. Like you may be having a worst case scenario thought, or you may be having something that's not as, like it could go in multiple different directions and you want it to go here, but your expectations are it's going to go here, right? It's like, I would really like this, but you know, in the past, this has happened. In the past, I've never been able to do this. In the past, I've failed at this, this, and this. In the past, you know, or it could be a comparison to someone else makes things look so easy. I don't have what they have. You know, there's something that is really like diminishing yourself and like lowering your light and your vibration. Okay. Now, the message is for you to really have faith in your dreams. Now, faith is an interesting thing because when you don't have faith, it's really hard to find it, right? So the message I'm getting for you right now is for you to cast off the burdens and go without worry. That's the exact message I'm channeling. A lot of people, it doesn't matter what your faith is or what religion you are or anything like that. There is a technique that you can use. I'm going to relate it to like Christ consciousness because that's one of the ones that's most accepted in the area that I live. But take this with your spirituality in whatever way that resonates for you, okay? But you've got challenges and worries and concerns and things like that, and they're not necessarily yours to carry. When you carry that, it's usually coming from an ego or a fear or concern. It's not coming from like your higher self. It's not something that really allows you to be you, but you can actually cast that off elsewhere and you can allow spirit to take that for you. You can say, whether you've got angels, spirit guides, anything, no matter what religion or spirituality you have, you can actually ask for that heaviness and that burden to be removed and allow yourself to go free. Like, I give this to you and I go free. Thank you. Right? I'm passing this to you and I go free. Thank you. Because when you're in a lower vibrational state and a lower vibrational energy, you tend to attract lower vibrational things. Now, people who are like me, or there's many of us, you might be like this too, and you might be a light worker or an empath or something like that, and you want to help everyone and you want to shift the world and you tend to pick up other people's stuff and you would do anything to make a difference for people, and you do make a difference for people, but then sometimes you're not filling your own cup. Right? So here's an opportunity for you to take that energy or whatever burdens or challenges that you have and release it. Release it to the universe, release it to God, release it to whatever you believe is in the highest and best for you. And allow yourself to be in your more positive light and your more positive energy. And it is a matter of protecting your energy as well. Like this morning, somebody in my life is going through a very, very dark time. And I will pick up people's energies and whatnot. And I could feel that. And I was like, no, I'm divinely guided and protected. And I had to shield my energy. Okay. Because if I don't do that, I will be impacted and it will it'll take over my life in a way. It's like, I won't be as focused. I won't be able to achieve my goals. I'll feel doubtful. I'll feel concerned. I'll be putting all of my time and energy into helping everybody else. And don't think like, I actually do like helping other people. That's one thing. I really do get a great satisfaction when I see other people succeed. And that's why I'm really, really good at it. But it's like, I need to take care of myself. And this is you needing to take care of yourself. Okay. So have faith in your dreams, and you can have faith in your dreams by just allowing yourself to receive that is for you. If you did not have that, like, you have those intuitive nudges and you have those ideas and you have those things because those are actually for you. If they come into your ideas and your awareness and they light you up and they make you feel good, even if it's for brief moments, it's like that is something that is from the divine for you to take, to bring into your life, especially if it's something that will help you heal or help you heal the collective or help other people or anything like that. Or if it's just, okay, and one of the things I'm getting also for you right now is that healing can also be just bringing joy, bringing lightness, or bringing education, or bringing something that's like a gift that you have that only you have. Like maybe you're a tech wizard, maybe you're like really good with social media or with marketing or any kind of impact, or you've got some kind of very special talent, or you're just really quirky and really strange or have some weird hobbies or anything like that. It doesn't even matter what it is. It's like there are things that are specific for you. And those things, believe it or not, help other people to be able to live their truths. So it doesn't really matter how weird or quirky or anything you are. It's like bring that to the forefront and allow yourself to really be you and shine. Like really. And I know what it's like to hold back in the shadows because I did that for so long. And it's like when you're out in the business world and you're professional and you got to look good and all this, and at the same time you've got this massive like always downloading stuff and like really like you would not believe the things I've been through and the things I've seen and stuff like this because I am such a channel, right? It had me in a lot of fear for many, many years. And so what it was doing was it was like I would come out for a while and then I would withdraw. And I would come out for a while and I would withdraw. And there's two things I got from this is one, I'm okay with being like that. I actually kind of enjoy that flow now. I see it almost like a natural rhythmical cycle. And so I'm not going to make myself wrong for that. I spent way too many years making myself wrong. But you were going to have your own flow, your own rhythm, your own way that you operate. It's like all of my friends, they know that I'll be like really social for a while and then hermit for a while. And a lot of this is because I need to balance my energy. I need to be able to work through everything. And every time I come back with something new and greater to help other people with. So it's like, this is the time that I do that. So anyways, aside from that, because that's how I am like publicly on social media, I'm consistent with my clients. Okay. Because I know that consistency is very important. And I always had a hard time with that. So I became someone who can be consistent so I can help other people be consistent. Right. So if you're struggling with consistency, also know that you can do it. Also believe in your dreams. Also know that there are other ways to do this. And also when you find out what your human design is or your gene codes, like the gene keys, things like that, it's also super amazing to be able to see what your purpose is and to be able to set up your life with other people who can fill in those gaps and make your like make everything come together. So we're not meant to be here as solo creatures on the planet. It's not like it's just like one person's an island. We all are here to interact and support each other. And you have specific gifts, and there's a community of people and a group of people who are here to be able to help you with those gifts too. So if you need any help with that, again, links in the description box below. But what I'm getting at is you need to be the one to believe in your dreams or even believe and allow yourself to have the knowing that everything's possible, even if it seems like everything in the world is stacked against you. And even if it seems like you'll never get out of the situation or you've lived this thing before, whatever pattern it is that you're repeating. Okay. The message I'm led to go to next is like discernment. Okay, is knowing to discern the things that are for you and not for you, and when to do things and when not to do things. The message I'm getting for you now is that you're likely, not everybody on here is going to be like this, but you're likely someone who picks up an idea, you get very inspired, you run with it, you find out that there are other things that need your attention. So you'll put that idea on the back burner for a little bit while you take care of these other things. And then the enthusiasm for that isn't as strong as it was in the beginning. And therefore, you end up with a lot of unfinished projects or unfinished tasks or unfinished dreams, things like that, that just eat away at your self-esteem. They just help you to feel like, you may be strong and confident in some areas, and then other areas you feel like you've failed or you're not good enough. And then you spend your time trying to avoid and protect and defend, and really it just takes away from your authenticity, and it takes away from you just living your like full-on self-expression. Now, if you're still watching this video at this point now, chances are that you know what I'm talking about, and you have somewhere where you're not fully self-expressed, you're not feeling the power, you're not really living your divine essence. right? There's something that's so beautiful when somebody is lit up to their essence. It's just like, oh my God, here I am. Like the world is mine, right? I'm here. And it's just, people are so drawn to that, right? And if you're someone who has a business, or you're an entrepreneur, or you're in sales or anything like that, and you want to have people drawn to you, but you're living this like fakeness, or you're coming from lack or scarcity, it's like people can feel it. They can sense it miles away. And it's almost like everything just moves. Like, have you ever had a greasy, like you've got dishwater, right? With a bunch of greasy stuff in there. And you haven't put the soap in, for example. It's just like all grease off of pans. And then you put the soap in, and then you watch it go, whew, right? And then the grease will separate. It's kind of like that. It's like you're so not vibing with the environment around, right? And that's what lack does. That's what fear does. That's what scarcity does, right? So the next message is for you to be curious. Be curious about what it is around you. Be curious about the people around you. Okay, I'm going to channel whatever was given to me. It's like, screw what other people think and what is supposed to be done. Just talk to people and be curious. That's the message I'm getting. Just talk to people and be curious. Like, what's happening for you? What's that like? You know, how long has that been happening? Is there anything that you would need that could help you? How do you envision this going? Right? And just be curious. And also let them know ahead of time, hey, if I know of something, I'll let you know. I may have a solution, I may not. But people will start opening up to you. And the more you care, like you could care to the end, like the end of the earth, right? You could totally care. But at the end of the day, you also need to be able to take care of yourself, give up the lack things. So in one sense, it's like you want to call people to make sales, or you want to call people to enroll them in a program, or invite them to a party or anything like that. But there's this lack mentality. And again, this is for any area of your life. So even though I'm giving these examples, it could be as simple as like calling a family member and you expect they're not going to come, right? Like, or you want to have a better relationship with someone and you're expecting things are going to go bad. So take what resonates and leave the rest, because even though I'm giving some examples, you need to use your mind to think about how these examples can fit in your own life, whether it's in business, personal, anything like that. Okay. So be curious in who these people are, what makes them tick, what are their goals, their motivations, their fears, things like that. And when you're curious and they open up to you, because like when you actually care and you're curious, there will be an element of trust. Okay. If you're going in there just like, I'm curious, but I'm not really curious because I just want to sell you something, you know, again, that's something that people can smell from a long ways away, and they're not really that interested in being sold. Like, people don't want to be sold, but they want solutions to their problems. And if you legitimately have a solution to their problems, you can let them know about it. But again, needy is creepy. And how can you not be needy when you're feeling such pressure and lack, right? How can you not feel that? So the message for you is for you to, you know, really use, it goes back to the discernment, really use your discernment and think about your energy and how you're using your energy and how you're using your time, right? Time management isn't really as much about time as it is about energy. And it's also about self-esteem, okay? So if your self-confidence goes down with certain tasks, it takes energy. If you worry about certain things, it takes energy. So you want to think about what tasks actually make you feel good, what things bring you energy, stuff like that. I used to run a program called the Finishers Club a long time ago. It is part of my Self-Vibe membership that I have now. It's kind of been rolled into it. But in the Finishers Club, it was really like, I just love lighting people up to have them see their self-esteem come back, because it's like we get stuck on those things, right? But being able to discern what things to do, when to do them, how to do them, the things that give you the energy, the things that drain your energy, how to delegate, how to outsource, all of those things, right? It's like the things that are going to light you up and bring more essence of you, that's going to attract more of the things that you want to you, okay? So what are you spending your time on now? What is it that you know that you need to give up or stop? What is it that you can delegate to other people? What are your fears around delegating that to other people? Because again, nothing's going to come out of that, right? Like maybe you have a fear of, how you're going to look if you come out and tell people the truth, or if you ask for help, or if, maybe you're just holding back on being like the real you. Remember, this is a process, and every little bit, whether it's like you feel like you go forward and come back, or you take a bunch of steps and you fall flat on your face, it doesn't matter. It's progress. All right. You need to trust the process and trust that you're making progress. Right. It's like, think about when people learn to walk, or when they learn to talk, or anything that's worth learning. And I mean, even if even sales, okay, you could come out and you could be highly confident, and you could be, great in sales in the beginning when you're learning everything, and then everything could fall flat, and then you could be like, I'm no good, and then you go again. And it's just like anything is going to have that process and that learning curve, and you're going to go up, and you're going to be like, I'm doing great, and then you're going to crash, and then you're going to, it's very, very, very rare that someone is like, okay, great, I'm learning. Okay, I got this. And there's no falling. It's very rare. It does happen, but it's very, very, very rare. So if you've fallen on your face and you've lost everything, or you're worried about stuff and your relationships are falling apart, or things are in turmoil, or anything like that, congratulations. You are living. You are alive. That is proof. You are on your way to where you want to get. And you need to have faith in your dreams. Okay? This is huge. You need to know that these things were given to you because they are possible and they are for you. But how often do you share them? How often do you talk about them? So there's a couple things that come into this, right? It's like when you spread your energy too thin in all these different areas, again, it's all energy, right? So when you, how do I say this? In one sense, it's really great to share things, right? But you need to be aware of how the environment is when you share stuff, right? So you may want to express things so that you can continually build that vision for yourself. Or if you feel like it's more of an internal thing and you really like just have this vision, visualizing is so key, right? But you can't keep everything to yourself. You need to communicate things with people. And some people do very well when they publicly declare a goal and then they go for it because they feel like they're on the hook and they're now accountable. Now, other people feel more pressure and less confident in things when they do that because they don't thrive on that competition and that challenge, right? So you need to know what kind of person you are and which motivation is going to help you the most, and which way to express your visions and your ideas, and which ways to ask, right? It's not like it's incredibly complicated. If you didn't know that you couldn't do these things, you would just automatically believe that you could, and therefore you would just do them, right? But as we get older and our through life experiences, so much stuff comes in, and then it means things to us. Oh, well, this happened, so I'm like this. Well, this happened, so that person is like this. These things happened, so the world is like this, right? There's so much fear and so much doubt and so much insecurity and so much lack of faith. It's like, how do you help people have faith when they've lost all hope and they've lost all faith, right? How do you bring it back when they're in the middle of chaos and turmoil and things are like really not good? Or when they've gone for their dreams and crashed so many times, it's like evidence is supporting them all around that it's not going to work, right? But are they on the right path? Are they living their purpose? Are they aligned with who they are, right? There's a huge difference what happens when people are in alignment with who they are and when they're taking the right actions. Again, completely like all that stuff is covered in the Self-Vibe membership. Because we take consistent actions to help people with consistency so they make money and go through sales and training and stuff like that. But aside from that, it's like, it's funny, like I'm trying to do this and I don't even know how not to bring in the stuff that I do. So as I bring it in, just bear with me, okay? You can take my things, or you can just take the messages from the reading. It doesn't matter to me. But my goal is still to help you. So yeah, the next card is a new romantic cycle begins. Yeah, and I'm going to reveal something about myself as well right here, because as we're going through this, it's like, one of the things is I help people a lot and I love it. I'm naturally good at it and stuff like that. But then when I tell them about like maybe if I overshare or something, I don't want them to think that I'm pushy or, you know, whatever comes up for me. Like I've probably got a whole bunch of stories that come up for me about sales and stuff like that. But when it all comes down to it, it's like, am I helping people? Are they better off? Yeah. Are they making more money? Yeah. Are they living happier lives? Yeah. So I'm going to share. And that's part of your message, okay? That is like me expressing, but it's like you need to be doing that. You need to be seeing where you stop yourself, where you limit yourself, where it seems like you want to do something, but then it's like inconsistent. Reciprocity. Okay, how's that for perfect timing? So with the reciprocity, third quarter moon, the doing phase. So this is your opportunity to recognize that even though you're giving out, it's going to come back to you, but it's going to come back to you in various ways. I mean, I could be doing this reading for you right now. You may never do business with me. That's totally fine. You may decide you want to do business with me. Also fine. You may just click like once and never see me again. But regardless, if you do anything at all, I'm here being of service to you, and it's going to come back to me, whether it's from somebody else that you don't even know, you've never spoken with. It's like the universe will go and give, right? Like I am so abundantly blessed in so many areas of my life. It's like people would be like, you know, people spend their whole lives trying to have some of the things that I have, just very naturally. But other parts, I'm not, right? Other parts I've struggled many, many times over. And we all have things like this. So the more that we're able to be vulnerable, the more that we're able to share, the more that we're able to give what is so like whatever you have inside you that's like overflowing, that's what you give from. Okay. Like I love helping people find their purpose. And I love helping people make everything connect and giving them the skills and the tools and, you know, resources and connections and stuff like that. Like I love helping people elevate from wherever they are. Now, I don't care if they're like somebody on the streets or somebody who's like a multimillionaire, right? In my mind, yes, there's a gap in a lot of things like thinking and, you know, money and all that stuff, right? But in my mind, there's no real gap because I connect with like soul to soul, right? So in my mind, it doesn't even matter who you are or what your challenges are. It's like I will help you, I will see a challenge and I'll just make it happen. You're going to have something with you. It's like an overflowing, like you couldn't stop it if you wanted, that kind of thing. Or maybe you are stopping it. Maybe you're trying to put a lid on yourself and a lid on your self-expression. So reciprocity is like, no, these are the things that you need to share. You need to share, you need to give. It's going to be coming back to you anyways in a different way. And I know deep down that the more I share these, the more I share this, I know everything else that may have had gaps in my life. I know it's all going to be coming together. And that is what I was going to be channeling to you. And I have goosebumps all up and down my body right now because this is important. So when you're giving and you're giving of you, and it's just because it is who you are, not only is it going to be coming back to you, but it's like it's going to be filling in the gaps for other things because it is your soul's calling. It's calling to you. It's trying to go through you, right? One of the things that I'm working on is we're making a movie, and it's a puppet movie, and it's for a local band. Okay, it's really, really cool. Like they're all so talented, these people, and it's all their own music, right? Like they very rarely play cover bands, but they do play in cover bands sometimes. But they're like an original band, and everything that they do is very authentic. Now, it may have taken them a long time because they felt that they didn't deserve to be paid well for their craft. I had a conversation with one of them the other day. Well, probably 2 months ago actually, but it was the drummer in the band, and I was like, okay, so you've spent how many years with this drumming, and you've put your time and effort and energy into learning the skill and doing it consistently all the time. I said, how much is that worth? Like you don't like if somebody spent, like I've spent personally over 25 years in the personal growth and the transformation world, right? It's like, so it's like when people have put in so much time, do you think they should not be paid for it? Of course they should be paid for it. And they should be paid well. But it's like, as an artist and a creator, and I mean, I'm an artist and a creator myself. I play music and I do art and, you know, channel a bunch of stuff for that. But it's like, if you don't, like, a lot of artists don't see their value. So if you're creative in any way and you're not getting your value, it's like, it's time for you to realize your value and charge money for it. Like, really. But how to do that when you still have those lack and limiting beliefs? So anyways, I spoke with this person, and he's like mastermind when he's like, he's so logical, and he put together the storyboards for the movie and everything like that. He's a creative genius, but he didn't feel like he should be paid that much for it. And then the person who's doing the puppets, so skilled, so amazing. She can do any set design. She can do anything, right? And again, she's like, oh, we'll just pay for the materials. I'm like, you're putting thousands of hours into this. Like, what do you mean just pay for the materials? Like, that is crazy. Like, she's been doing this her whole life and she deserves to be paid well. And then the people who are doing the production and all of this other stuff, they deserve to be paid, right? So the reason I'm saying this is because you bring something to the table. And it doesn't matter what area of your life you're experiencing lack in, or you're experiencing poverty or some kind of concern. It doesn't matter. You need to be coming from that divine essence where you would do it for free. These people are completely willing to do it for free because that's their love, that's their passion. So what is it that you would be doing for free? And then give it away, give it away, give it away, but also be good and okay with charging for it. Okay? Like this here on YouTube here, and I'm going to show this other platforms probably too, but this is my way of giving it away. Okay? I can do these things because I know there are people who don't necessarily have the resources to be able to hire me for things. And even though I've made my membership like as low as I think I possibly can for people, I have my high ticket offers, right? So it's like, I know that I can help more people when I provide something for wherever they're at, because my goal is to be able to serve humanity, right? So you can do something like that as well. Like, where is it that you can give of your time and energy because it's something you're so good at, it naturally pours out of you that it doesn't feel like any time is going by at all, right? Because it's something that you enjoy, right? Where is it that you can just give from your heart for that? And then allow yourself to receive. Like, what are the blocks? Like, you can do this exercise right now. It just takes a second. And you can just imagine yourself like spending money. Okay. If you're having a lack thing with money, this is a good thing for you. If it's for something else, maybe it's love, right? Maybe you're like giving love, but you're not getting love back or whatever, right? So take it and use it with whatever it is wherever you feel blocked, use it. So we're going to use money in this example. So just imagine yourself and you're like, you know, you're giving money, you're spending money, you're paying bills, you're just doing stuff, right? But then imagine that a bunch of money is coming into you. And just notice, does it feel easier for you to put the money out, or does it feel easier for you to have the money come in? Does it feel easier for you to give the love out, or does it feel easier for you to let the love in, right? Something to note, because if you're noticing a difference in the energy of when you give versus when you receive, right? Then you're going to discover a block that you can work through energetically to help with that as well. Okay. Anyways, a couple more cards for you. I hope you're enjoying the reading and getting something from this. Sorry, the cards in this deck are just wanting to jump all over. So I feel like there's a lot of energy right now. There's a lot of things shifting in you. Maybe you're just starting to notice some things, but there's some things shifting. And before I did this reading, I lit an intention candle. So I've got this candle beside me. Okay, anyway, Spirit, what messages do you have for the listener right now to help close off the reading? Okay, this is funny. When the cards all jumped out before, they jumped out twice, but this was the same one that was on it at the top before when I put everything together because so many cards were coming out. So come to me. Oh, and this is from the Pleasure Oracle deck. So sometimes it's not the most appropriate for this channel, but I am going to hope this card is. Okay, I'm just going to read this card and then I'm going to channel what messages come with it. So manifestation is a process of selection rather than literal magnetism. That means co-creating your reality with the universe, picking your timeline and what happens therein with every choice you make. Simply wanting certain types of relationships isn't enough to call them in. Now, it could be relationships with anything. Okay, not just relationships, but anything. We're self-determined and autonomous beings. We can do better than wanting alone. So here's an action. From a place of cosmic power and agency, decide, then work on a deep subconscious level to truly accept your decision by understanding your worth and deservingness as priority. We were just talking about that. There's nothing wrong with a little come to me language when manifesting lovers or anything else. But remember, you're really coming to them. So step wisely and create affirmations that affirm your agency. We were just talking about giving and receiving and noticing where the block is, right? And this is your opportunity to, through language, because everything's energy, everything's vibration. So you can use visualization, you can use language, and you can actually have things come to you by your self-expression. Again, when you're lit up to who you are and what really makes you tick, your natural self-expression really starts to draw people in, right? So what is it that you want to come to you? And what timeline or what reality do you want to step into? Now, a lot of people will be like, oh, well, I can't just step into this reality because that's totally ridiculous. That's not how things work. Well, if you don't know how things work, isn't it an opportunity to kind of be curious about how it might work? Right? Like I have literally been able to shift reality in certain things. I tested this out one year. I went to the dentist and I was just learning to this thing. This was many years ago. And I was like, okay, this is a brand new dentist. And I had, I don't know, at the time I had over 50 fillings, right? Like I used to have a lot of teeth problems. And so I went to the dentist and they're like filling out a form, you know, do you have any fillings, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, nope, I haven't had anything like that. And I just wanted to see. I'm like, I'm going to go in here. I'm going to be like, I don't have any fillings. I've had perfect teeth. I've had this the whole time, right? And sure enough, on their x-rays, showed up as I had no fillings. And I was like, that is wild. That is absolutely wild because I created it here. And I was at the time I was learning about how to heal naturally. And there were some dentists, like almost all dentists, and they said, oh no, you can't heal your teeth. You can't do this, you know, like you gotta go and get them drilled and get them filled and all this stuff. And they were telling me all this. And I was like, yeah, well, I actually healed from things that they told me I could never heal from. So I'm gonna test this out. So yeah, I ended up going and testing that theory and it actually worked. And I was like, holy crap, if I can do that, then, you know, what else can I do? Keep in mind, I'm still here, like my mindset, right? Of course, after that dentist, I didn't go to that dentist anymore. I went back to my original dentist and then I was like, oh, well, I have this history with this dentist. And in my mind, I'm like, yeah, I don't really know why I'm telling you this. More or less, I like to experiment with the universal and the spiritual and energetic laws. It's like when I learn something, I like to test it out. And maybe that's why I've personally had so many like challenges. But I also think that, yeah, from my experience, I've been able to heal things in under a day that like through medical stuff was taking forever. And then I was able to, with medicine stuff, heal things. So yeah, I'm a believer in a lot of things that, you know, most people might not believe, but that's because I was open enough to listen to some things that could be for my highest and greatest good or for those of my loved ones and whatnot. And I was able to transform those things. So here's your opportunity to open yourself up to allowing, to be able to receive what it is you want. When you feel like, well, I want to have this, like maybe this type of lover, or this type of relationship, or this type of love with money, right? Like maybe you want to have this kind of relationship with money where it's like, you're just really close and you protect it and you take care of it and it loves you and it comes to you and stuff like that, right? And you want to have that relationship with money. But when you think about money, You think about, well, I've never really been good with investing, or, I've always got all these bills, or blah, blah, blah. And it's like, you're already wanting to give money away right when it comes in. And then it's like, well, why does money want to hang out with you if you don't want to hang out with it? Right? So it's like, think about what kind of relationship would give you, like, what kind of feeling and relationship would give you the outcome that you're looking for, right? And then think about how you can bring that into your relationship. Like, the first thing is, you've got to believe, you've got to have faith. If you don't have the faith or the belief, do you think it's going to show up? It may show up temporarily, but it might go away just as fast, right? And a lot of people have that. A lot of people have it where it's like, okay, great, I'm going to manifest this, and then they do, but then they actually are also at the same time putting out, it's like giving a prayer for what I want and what I don't want at the same time. So the energy isn't consistently flowing in the same direction. The thoughts are different. Like, you might, yeah, it's quite a phenomenal thing. Last message for you, okay? Oh, no, that is it. Okay, being. Now, this is the balsamic moon, the being phase. Let me look this one up. Here we go. Balsamic moon. Sorry, this is the very last page. Okay, so say aloud, the magic is in the integration. If you're drawn to this card, then you're mastering the magical art of being. In a world where the doing mode is valued and celebrated, it is a radical choice to embrace the being mode. It is not always easy to pause, listen, and receive. You may have experienced resistance as you choose to value yourself, set boundaries, feel your feelings, heal your guilt and fear, and unlock the wellspring of creative powers inside you. You chose to proceed anyway, to let go of what no longer serves, with gratitude and reflection on your path. Know this to be true. You are healing lifetimes through doing your inner work. Embracing your intuition, giving yourself permission to feel, and daring to dream. You're healing lifetimes. You got that? It's like all the generational stuff that you've had, the things that are in your cellular DNA. And also, when you're healing, it's rippling out to other people. Okay? Don't think that other people don't notice. They don't necessarily notice, but it's like an energetic ripple. So you're healing. When you get rid of the guilt, the fear, and the shame, you can cast it off and say, I'm sending this and I go free, right? But you can also choose to feel it fully, allow it, and make peace with it. It's like, what if you didn't resist your feelings? What if you allowed your feelings and acknowledged them and celebrated them? And you're like, I feel like poop today, and you just kind of like allowed it and then let it go. You don't need to hold on to it. But what would that do to clear your space? Because when you're clear, things can come to you so much easier. I was coaching somebody yesterday, actually, and so lovely person, absolutely lovely, has so much potential, and is, I would say, those people who are like very pure souls. Like, he's just such a wonderful person, but he's really challenged with consistency and time management and organization, and doesn't take care of things, and then his life kind of falls apart and stuff. And so we were talking about specific things that would work for him, and we were talking about like I've got one thing inside the Self-Vibe membership where people come on to Zoom, and it's like it's 12 at 12, right? So it's like 12 sales calls, or 12 like moving 12 contacts forward, right? It's like you got to actually be consistently doing things. Got another one for social media, right? So that people can be out doing things on social media. But it's like the consistency really is very important for people, myself included, right? But for him, we were looking at, okay, well, what are all the things in your life that you need to do, or that you would like to be more organized, and how can we break this apart so we and turn things into games? So he's actually got, and he called me already to thank me. He's like, this is amazing how much this is working. But it's like, now he's got like little 5-minute increments or 5-minute bursts that he does things in. So, and it's for cleaning up, stuff like that. But it's amazing if you did like a song per each room. Like I do either 5 minute, I call them 5 minute room cleans, but it's like you put on a song and you just race for that room as much as you can do. And then you do another room. And then maybe it's like you just set it for, like maybe you've got a big house and you can't do it all at once like that. But you'd set like, you know, you can do 5 rooms or 6 rooms or whatever, and you're going to run through, or you're going to clear your emails, or you're going to clear your text messages or phone messages, or you're going to take care of some payments, or like whatever it is that is any kind of block you've got. And you do things either in 5 minute increments or by song. You could just set a couple hours in a day. Like he's set it where he's got 1 hour per day to now take care of all of his like organization things so that he can be really on top of everything all the time. That way, when an opportunity comes in, he's ready for it. Because what most people do is like there will be a great opportunity that comes in and they can't actually take, like they can't take it, or if they do, they get stressed out and they can't fulfill on it because if they got too many messages of other kinds of things, right? Too many things demanding their time and their energy. So again, it goes back to energy management, priority management, knowing what, discerning your truth. And it's a process. And this is why people come to me, because it's like doing everything on your own is really hard. It really is hard. We're not meant to be islands. So it's like when you do things with people and you've got some kind of system, you don't have to worry about all those other things. You just like, you can go through, you can live your truth, you can live your life, you can stay on top of things, stuff like that. So yeah, I just, he's lovely. And I think this is like, it was his biggest hurdle. So I'm expecting to see him, yeah, all of this inconsistency and unorganization that he was going through is really getting in the way of his calls and stuff, because he was feeling like he wasn't successful. He was feeling like he couldn't keep things together and he couldn't keep up. And so with that gone, then he doesn't have to worry about that. And he also created like 5 minute increments for his calls and stuff like that too, which is really great. He can't, like, due to his schedule, he can't be in my, I mean, he can be in my membership. He does take some of my programs, but he wouldn't be able to be there consistently each day with us. So we created something else for him. So anyways, I hope you enjoyed your reading. It is not to worry. Nothing's going to come of this in the way that you think, but to really manage your energy and your time and get clear on knowing what's for you and what's not you, and recognizing that it is a process and you are making progress and that you can create anything and it can manifest instantly. It can manifest instantly. And then it's like allowing yourself to build that faith and then have the consistency in your vision, which is the other thing. People often lose their vision and then they wonder why they can't have it all work. Well, if you need consistency in your vision, then you've got to have a structure or a process to have that consistency. And again, that's where the self-vibe membership comes in, right? So anyways, that is a lot. And I hope you enjoyed the reading. Please, if you did, leave a comment, let me know. And let me know in the comments also what you would like to see or know, and I will channel it for you. Okay, I'll talk to you soon. Peace.